himself, I don't know if he's still a PDP guy, but he's an old man now. This Obasanjo said time. He had this to say about the state-sponsored Cold War or state-sponsored profiling of the Igbos in their own country. The Igbos are Nigerians, like every one of us there, or you continue to kind of make it obvious to them that they are not wanted as part of Nigeria. Then you gaslight them that for wanting Biafra. All of this, which you do not want them to go, even if you do not have control over whether they will live or not, right? Then your criminal established system in Nigeria would rather have them killed. Here is what Nwodo had to say, if you don't mind.
Now, the Igbos have received serious bashing in Nigeria.
Just look at me, sir.
In terms of marginalization. This is a country that has survived going to 50 years after the Civil War, and people were given £20 no matter how much you had in the bank, and they survived with that £20 and are still standing. These were people that were promised rehabilitation, reconciliation, reconstruction, and all those who are practicing the breach. 50 years after, we are still fighting in the parliament for a Southeast Commission to do those three things that were promised after the Civil War in 1970. This is a people who, in the last election, showed that they have the population to vote in a president for Nigeria. Now, recently, the gentleman who was championing the Oduduwa Republic and was incarcerated in a neighboring country has been released and is free and is traveled abroad. Now, Nnamdi Kanu, who was also championing the creation of Biafra, has been kidnapped, incarcerated, even after the courts have said that he has no case to answer. The Igbo see it as further telling them that they are second-class citizens in their own country, and there is a different treatment for them as compared to others. These same Igbos made their own contributions, which in no way you can say is inferior to the contribution of any other part of Nigeria for the independence of our country. These are people who are they are lucky that God created them with the spirit of enterprise. And you have seen what I've done with their £20. Go around Nigeria and tell me how many cities you see that are as well developed as even, let's take the state capitals. Not to talk about going to the hinterland in Igbo land and see the mansions that enterprise has created. So the country has refused to use these people for the growth of the country's economy. If they allowed the Igbos to thrive and to influence others positively, rather than hounding them wherever they are, I think the country would have developed faster and better. Igbos created Lagos, Igbos created Abuja, Igbos created Kaduna, Kano, most of the country, Port Harcourt. And when you have such people, it is the country to use, for the country to use them to the country's advantage and not to continue to suppress them. So we feel very, very unhappy in the Nigerian state. But what we promise Nigerians is that we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We'll be here until we reap the full benefits of our contribution in building this nation. It is either a magnanimous, the tribalized leader gives us what is our due, or by the grace of God, when we get there, well, if the current mantra It's the only way people can get their due in Nigeria when it is our turn. We see whether we produce an Igbo leader that will also follow that mantra and give the Igbos what they deserve in Nigeria. But we are not begging for pittance. We are not begging for something that we don't deserve. We are not begging that what belongs to anybody should be given to us. No, give us the freedom to be equal partners with every member of this nation. Allow us to grow and thrive freely in our own country. And allow us to occupy positions that are valuable to every citizen of this country to occupy. So in a nutshell, we're asking for equity. We're asking for fairness. We're asking for justice in Nigeria. That's all. Nothing more than that. As long as
we heard you. And a quick one. Igbos did not create Lagos. Igbos did not create Abuja. Igbos did not create Port Harcourt that way. In context, I bet what he meant was the contribution of Igbos to these mentioned places are so visible, so huge, for them to be denied the equal opportunity of saying of nationhood. That's the way I see it. All right. Sometimes word can come out and they will just be, you know what I mean? Like they will just be interpreted wrongly. And that will be the only thing people will pick up from there. You get what I mean now? But indeed, when you look at all these places, we do joke about that, don't we? That wherever you go through and you do not see an Igbo man there or woman, leave. It is to talk about their industrious, enterprising nature. And Nigeria and the Nigeria ruiners from the histories that a lot of us are now getting accustomed to. They have this snag for the Igbos. And they wanted the rest of us who are non-Igbos too to feel same way. Okay? But they won't have their way all the time because a generation that has to know that we don't have to inherit other people's enemies. That generation is here, not coming. They are here. We will not inherit other people's enemies. And we would not inherit the enemies of our forebearers. Yeah? Well, I am a champion of that. Right? Let's go forward. This was Peter Obi in, talking about Igbos now. The man that wanted to be president of Nigeria. That is Peter Obi. He was in Massachusetts 2 days ago. And last night he was in New York, New Jersey. And this time around, they had a sort of a gathering to say thank you to those of you who are the obedient in diaspora. And one of them had this to ask from what happened within the place, right? Shore is in New Jersey. And Peter Obi was at his backyard yesterday. We have not heard the last of that, right? Yeah.
Make a significant impact in the development of Nigeria. Have one from Brother OG. Please, so I'm sorry, the reason we're not reading the names because I don't really put your names, but this is from Brother OG. And it says, based on your understanding and experience, what changes have been proposed and are in place for the trust and belief of the democratic process in regards to INEC?
There goes my question. Excellency, Brother Peter Obi, God bless you. My name is Ben Dutse Malone. I am from Ghana. I wanted the Eagles to win, but it didn't happen. And I will not mention your love here. Even though I'm from Ghana, for some reason, I get easily mistaken. Oh, you are deciding I'm Igbo already. Okay, so let me say Gadusa. Let me just put it this way. I spent 12 years at the BBC in London. If you've heard any of the programs I probably produced or presented them in a Pan-Africanist way. I'm a strong believer in what Nnamdi Azikiwe did with Kwame Nkrumah. We are here in the United States. Lincoln University in Pennsylvania is not far away. When Nnamdi Azikiwe left the US, mentoring Nkrumah, he came and set up a newspaper, not in Onitsha, your base, but in Accra. And as a Pan-Africanist Christian, I'm of the strong view that Ghana's success is still meaningless unless Nigeria is up there. We may joke about Nigeria. We are copying many things from Nigeria, whether in terms of Christianity or politics. In case you have not been told enough, you represent hope and change, not just for Nigerians, but for many of us Africans who consider ourselves Pan-Africans. You represent a possibility for us that if Nigeria gets it right, all of us can get it right. We know the role Nigeria played when we had to help Sierra Leone and Liberia. Without a strong Nigerian force, ECOMOG wouldn't have gone in. Now, for those of us who happen to be here and working at the United Nations, you said we shouldn't give up. I was in Glasgow 2 weeks ago because I attended Glasgow University. Your young brothers and sisters there, bright, excellent, you are a sacrificial, selfless leader. They have sort of given up. And there are many of us here maybe gone back, set up business in Enugu, and our brothers chop the money, maybe in Accra. They have felt the entitlement. What gives you hope? What keeps you going? Why and how do you encourage me now to pack my things here in New Jersey and relocate? I told a Nigerian friend if I had to come for 3 months, sacrifice for your success, I would do it quietly, even though I wasn't Nigerian. The problem is I didn't, but we desperately need somebody of your caliber. When you mention China, you mention Singapore, Malaysia. All we are thinking, Ghanaians flocked to Nigeria when Nigeria was doing well. We need Nigeria to do well. So, sir, what gives you hope? What keeps you going when we all live here now? What are we going to say? He refused to buy a house in America.
Because of my time, let me play you the extension, okay? And I can say something about that before we go tonight, okay? Here.
America, because Onitsha is the best place on earth. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Believe it or not, thank you very much.
And for your information, that's a Ghanaian, all right? A Ghanaian who that lived in London, visited Glasgow, now lives in the US, interested in Nigeria, a Pan-Africanist, and asking Obi, you are not just for Nigeria. There are many of us who felt like Pan-African, who are Pan-Africanists across Africa, looking at your stride. I don't know, I just thought I should say that before I play you the second part, right? Now take a look.
America, because Onitsha is the best place on earth. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Believe it or not, thank you very much. And I'm sure you saw. Sorry. Thank you for your kind comments. You actually said it all. And I'm sure you saw what happened to me in Ghana recently. I don't know whether you followed when I went to Ghana to for it, and the government had to stop it. Yes. Again, all I said to us, don't relent. We cannot. What I'm doing today, I've seen it all. If I didn't see it, I won't be. I used to hear people are corrupt. But I can tell you, that's why I said it for Nigeria. We need to dismantle the criminality called Nigeria today. There's nothing left of it. It's a criminal country. And unless we start, so it's not corruption. Corruption maybe is where people decide to, but when it is a set up where everybody is doing them and they have their own work. And to do it, there's a lot of things. It is you. It is us there. even if it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's continue saying it's wrong. It is difficult to do. I can tell you. I get harassed every day. I get all sorts of things. This is I'm saying here. I'm going to tell you this. That what are you saying? Why are you saying this is bad? Why are you saying that is bad? Even when you want to do good, I just told you that I want to do oh. And people say he's not supposed to do it. And this is school. In a way, support me. It's supposed to. But people don't even know that as president, I'm one of those he doesn't want to see. Because he has a lot of people from my state who are around. But whenever I go to him, I say, Peter, let me tell you, come on. Nobody is happy with you. Nobody, everybody that comes here, nobody is happy. But I say, Mr. President, I didn't miss anybody happiness. I don't know why they're always talking about happiness. When he left, I had a situation where again I come to Abuja. They say, oh, they've invited all the first ladies. Well, Peter, your wife is not there. You're the only person who don't have office of first lady. What is all this? And you're always causing confusion. I wasn't causing confusion. My wife never campaigned. Nobody elected her. I'm the one who was elected as governor. Two of us are close, but we can't have office of first lady. There's no office called office of first lady. Have you ever seen the governor of New York going with the office of first lady? No. And they will even create advisors for her. To advise her on what? How to live with me? Or how to do what? Bullshit. Cause confusion. So you now have a situation where the governor have a convoy. To something vehicle. And then first lady doing something vehicle. Going nowhere. It's creating confusion.
And here is him kind of talking about how people are wondering, like, how do you do it? It's like you are in Lagos now, and then next thing you are in Onitsha, and then next thing you are in London. And as they are like, okay, it's in London, the next thing you are right there in Canada or in the US. How do you do it? He had this to say.
There's nothing different. This is they're thinking the way we're thinking. The next time I have program, I go to Kellogg, they are doing the same thing. The next time I have a program in Colombia, I go there, same thing. Because people wonder, say, Peter, why did you have time to go to Oxford, Cambridge, London School of Economics, what is it in France? I said I was just going to know whether there's something in their brain that made us be thinking the way we are thinking. But when I go there, and me and them are discussing issues, I found out that it's the same brain. The only thing is that they have compassion. They care about their people. There's things they believe in that is wrong. And that is what we will have. We can't be without Nigeria. I said any day, today is one of the best countries on the surface of the earth. Blessed by everything. The only thing that relaxes is one thing called leadership. Africa remains the best continent in this world today. The only thing it lacks is leadership. I told the students in Harvard yesterday, say it again, I said, listen, how do you compare Africa with China? No. We have 3 times their land space. China is just 9.6 thousand square kilometers. Africa is 30,000 plus. So we have 3 times their land, and yet we have the same population, 1.4 billion, 1.4 billion. And I said, let me take you people back to just 30 years ago, 1994. And if you look at 1994, Africa had a better per capita than China. They were 474, we were over 550, we were $100 more.
And they lost it. My time is out. So I am going to take a quick break. Then maybe take some calls. Have a chat around this whole thing. I know some of you have a lot to say, okay? Including those of you, right, who are trying to defend Onitiri, your lunatic Onidiri, all right? You don't need to say I should go and do I'm not a mad person. I'm not stupid. You get that now? I am not stupid, and I'm not in any way suffering from any kind of mental delusion, okay? And I won't send people to their death that way. So if now your mama and your papa born you, you don't need to stay on there and be using I'm not going to beat you, okay? But if you have that courage, grab your phone and call me and say that thing you are saying in the comments to my face. I would love to hear you. One way they said I should go and do my own. But I'm not a mad person. All ye lunatics, keep trying that out. It's unfortunate that you are going to be creating more or causing more damages to the whole reasonable movement, so to say. I can't control that, but if they born you well, if you actually have that courage, don't hide behind that. I want to hear your voice. Pick up that phone. But like, pick up that phone and call me and say it to my face so I can respond to you right here, man to man. I've been a man to woman. And you don't stay behind there. Just pick up your phone and call me. You get that? It's not hard. I'll be waiting. Anyway, go refill this. And when I come back, I would love to speak to the Onidiri lunatics. It's unfortunate they are a bunch of crickets, right? Who make so much noise when you are walking through the path like that. Lunatics with phones that will never feature or be there or be anywhere where this whole thing is actually happening. They have all other idiots that they can send on and they can use their video to say, yeah, we did this, we did that. Move phone with me. And tell me you are speaking for Onidiri. Go back in Shomwali. Stop typing. Pick up the phone and call me. I will be back. Don't go anywhere yet.
70 years old man. Is that you? Jesus is Lord. Is that you?
you. I have a caller. I am so sorry for keeping you waiting. Sometimes I dance behind the scene like that. I don't know why. Sometimes I'll just be giggling like that here, like that. And sometimes I can show it. How are you tonight, sir?
I'm doing great, Mike. How are you?
Papa, I'm very well. Oh. Is that Sajide there? Is that you?
Yes, of course.
Jahid. That's it, Jahid.
Yeah.
How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm good. Yeah, I just